Hey guys, I'm going to do a really as short and quick as I'm capable of, follow-up to address some questions that people have asked. First of all, this is important. You don't need any attenuation to run a mini amp. I'm running them through my aux box because in the first video I was comparing the mini amps to the full-size amp. And that absolutely needs attenuation. There's a sweet spot in its power curve. You got to get the power amp open a certain amount. You have to have an aux box, in my opinion, to enjoy one of those at home. These guys, you don't have to have an aux box. I just ran them through my switcher because it's convenient and to make the effects and everything exactly the same from one to the next. In this example, I'm not going to use the big amp at all. I'm just going to use these two minis, all right? The 80s and the Skyliner. I think I opened a can of worms for Brandon. I don't think he was really, prototypes, right? I think he was planning on just offering the Skyliner one, which is absolutely my preference with a Les Paul and I think with a Tele also. So the question came back to me, what about Strats? Which one do you like better with the Strat? So in the main video that I already did, I was trying to show how close you could get, this amp to sound like that amp. Different now with the Stratocaster. How do they stack up? And the answer is nearly the same, but probably most guys were still going to like the Skyliner, which is kind of a surprise. But that's a pretty special Skyliner. It's a different Skyliner than the first prototype he sent me. This one's far better than the first one that he sent me. And I'll just let you see. Now, here's the thing. They're both tubed the same. I got some more tubes in the mail. They've got GE 12DW7s, which I think so far are my favorite. And before that, I had a Mullard over here and a Telefunken over here. And they were great all the way. But now, trying to make them sound great with the Strat, I've got the accent control set one click lower here and one click higher here. Everything else being about the same. See what you think. I should have started this. That's the classic. Skyliner. Skyliner's just a little bit brighter. Now I already have it dialed down on brightness on the accent knob one notch. I could turn the treble down just a little bit. Sounds pretty great. Sorry, I get to listen to harmonics and I forget to play. Back to the 80s. Back to the Skyliner. Switch guitars. Between the two of them right now, they're both just fabulous. That guitar, kind of a super Strat setup with Duncan Antiquities. This is obviously a bit more of a vintage flare. Back to the 80s. Yep. I'm just wrecking my playing, listening to stuff. Skyliner, this particular Skyliner circuit is pretty killer. Back to the 80s. Should have done that with the other one. I didn't set this up before. Not loud enough, Randy. So that's the Overdrive channel, which unfortunately I had the bright on. I shouldn't have done that. Do that one more time without the bright. Mid boost. Back over to the 80s. Once again, I didn't set this up ahead of time. A little louder. Right there, I can hear that I got this set brighter. Versus, excuse me. So I'll turn the accent down one click. So much you can do on these guys with the voicing switches that I honestly can make them sound nearly identical, and the times that I get a noticeable difference, it's almost always in favor of the Skyliner one. I had Brandon, I begged him to do the 80s one because my favorite old amp is an 80s. Ben, my son, his favorite old amp is a Skyliner. And this is still a different Skyliner yet. That up there, that's a Skyliner HRM. And you would pick this over that I think hands down for a Stratocaster. This sounds really great with the Stratocaster. That one's a little stiff with the Stratocaster. They're different circuits. Brandon's done a great job selecting this one, and I think it's probably the most useful. Hope that little clip helps. Sorry I got as long as it did.